One thing I'm worried about, and I've been actually worried about this for quite some time, I'm worried about the levels of anxiety and stress that we all go through. And one reason why I'm worried about that is because when I was younger, I know I used to deal with high levels of anxiety, and I never knew how to actually deal with it. I didn't even know what I was feeling. And I think if we just had a little bit more discussion around these topics, I think that especially our youth could benefit greatly. So I think we should tackle issues such as these because of the symptoms that come from such emotion. And some of these symptoms are having a low self image, little to no motivation, sleep problems, and even suicidal thoughts. Stress and anxiety correlate with one another by stress being a response to a threat. And then anxiety comes afterward to deal with the amount of stress that we accumulated from that threat. So I think the answer lies in our perception to the threat. We should not look at problems as uh, monumental issues. We should look at them as trials. And Confucius said it best. He said, "The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor men perfected without trials." Now, this is an example of positive thinking. And positive thinking is kind of just the thought process of the best can happen if I work at it, instead of doing the opposite of thinking, what's the worst case scenario in all situations? And I know I used to fall into that trap all the time. For example, I hated public speaking. Anytime I took a class that had a presentation with it, where I had to get up in front of class and give an oral presentation, I would dread when that day would come. I would try to become the last person to give my speech. For some reason, it never made things better. It would just make things worse because I'd be stuck in this negative thought process in my head for weeks and months. And it wouldn't benefit me at all. It would actually make things worse. So after some time, I would just think, if I can get through this speech, I would be at least this much better, just this much better at public speaking. And it definitely made a difference. I wouldn't dread giving my oral speech as much, and I would instead be a little excited about just improving on a skill that I was lacking in. So there are always those two different ways of thinking of things. Now, we will all hit rough spots in life. Now, there are catastrophic things that happen to us, and positive thinking won't be there to make us feel better. However, when we do hit those walls, we will have the accumulation of positive outlets and lessons that we obtained and turn to in less troubled times.